Hello everyone and welcome back to the world of indie games. Today we're checking out Loop Hero, a game developed by 4 Quarters and currently hyped on the internet, and rightfully so. While the actual story, you're a hero, you're on your journey, you save the world, yada yada yada, doesn't sound really interesting and out of the ordinary, it is the gameplay that differentiates it from all the other things out there. It is a roguelike strategy RPG with auto battle and deck building elements, and has some base building as well. But additionally to that, it also has an amazingly beautiful pixely art style that you can see right here, and a fitting retro soundtrack that I personally find amazing, and I'm listening to it like forever. But before we dive into the game itself, I'm new to YouTube and I rely heavily on your feedback. So if you have some comments on how I can improve, I would be super happy if you can post a comment down below. And if you like what you see, like, share and subscribe. And thank you very much. So let's get started. So let's start our journey in the world of Loop Hero. With a new game, we will skip the tutorial though. The stars in the sky are going out one by one. But no one notices it, no one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there's still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed, even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who's willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. So, welcome to our camp. This is our camp. It's a vastness of black, and we will start a campfire to bring some light into this blackness. Later on we will be able to build more things, but for now there's nothing we can do here, so let's start our expedition. On the left hand side you can see the different deck building decks that we can have. Currently we have no other cards, so we take the standard deck and we start our journey. This path, everything is wrong, but I remember. It looks like a completely different place and it's empty again. Do my actions have meaning? Like I have a choice? If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I'm the worst savior of all. So let's do it. Good attitude, my friend. Let's get started. Okay, there's a lot of elements that I will explain you during the game. First enemy, a blob with a drop. There we go. A shield. 4. Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. So while he's fighting through the enemies, up here there's 2 bars. There's the day bar. At the end of the day, new monsters will spawn, events will happen, we heal or we don't, and stuff like that. Then we have the map completion bar, which is completed while we are refilling the world with buildings and elements. And when it's completed, a boss will spawn and we have to fight him. At any point in time we can press space to get into the planning mode, when we can use our cards and also equip our hero and plan our strategies. We have found a nice armor with 87 max HP, damage to all, regeneration and evasion. That's actually pretty good for the start. We have no weapon, so we take the sword. Okay, so there's a lot of cards. I will explain them all during the run through. We have a cemetery, which we will place right here. Yeah, that's right. And we have a beacon, which I personally don't like. It improves movement speed and attack speed for all units. That also includes the enemies. So I don't like it because then also the enemies strike faster. And I have not yet figured out what the benefit is of this item. We will just place it here because it looks good. We have mountains and rocks. The mountains give HP for all adjacent rocks and mountains, and the rocks give 2 HP and 2 more HP for every adjacent rock and mountain. So yeah, let's search a nice spot where we can place that. here. The meadows we won't place right now. Heals 2 HP at the start of each day. And we didn't check out the cemetery. It will spawn skeletons every 3 days. So when the bar goes through 3 times, there we go. Okay. Let's continue our journey. Smashing little blobs. Another cemetery. And we will create a cemetery party up there. And a grove, which will spawn a red wolf every 2 days. And the wolf can move to adjacent tiles. So, no, not better. More meadows. Yeah, I really like the game. The gameplay is very unique, and I told you I played like, I don't know, 10 hours already, and I still can start from the scratch and still have the same feeling. Really like it. I like in general like all these auto battlers. I also like Astronarch that I played before. Really like this. And that combined with an RPG where like your choices matter into the next run through, that is something that I really appreciate. So we got a whole pack of meadows there, and not yet the item that I want to combine it with. Combinations are very important here. We have a new ring and we have no ring, so any ring is better than no ring. Let's take it. Gives us a little bit of regeneration. Oh, there's the item that I was waiting for. We place it here, and now we can place all these meadows here. And yeah, so when we are placing when there is another building next to the meadow, it will improve from 2 HP per end of the day to 3 HP at the end of the day. Okay, we got a ring. It has double the regeneration, so we take it. There's like a lot of different builds that you can create, and I think you just get a feeling for what is good, and then you can combine the items. When you switch items, they disappear forever. We got a new item here, the Oblivion card, with which we can use to destroy existing tiles, for example, when we screwed up something. Okay, we put the rock here and add 2 more meadows. And then, whoosh, there's a combination here. And we get new items, and we got a lot of material that we'll talk about in a second. But we also got a battlefield, which I love, because the battlefields give us the ability. Boxes will be dropped there, and they give us like better items. Additionally, we have a spider web. We will drop here, and another rock, which we will drop here. Okay, I think we're happy with what we have. Oh yeah, we want to check the rings. So we have a ring here with a defense, attack speed, evasion, and vampirism. Attack speed, regeneration, and vampirism. I like evasion, and I hope to get a good evasion build. Like later on, you should focus on one thing, right? Go for evasion or go for vampirism. Vampirism is basically life sucking. Straightforward. New ring. More attack speed, more counter, more magic damage. Oh, maybe when we get a little bit more magic damage, we can stack it. So, we got the Vampire Mansion, which will spawn a vampire. Okay, all adjacent fields will gain a vampire. Now we place it here. And a spider cocoon there. Just because we love to have a lot of enemies. Okay. More beacons. just place them here. We can like run through this part down here. There we go. Our box. Hopefully it drops something nice. Better weapons. I take it. And a better shield. No questions asked. More regeneration. Now we had 1.8 regeneration already. More damage to all. That's pretty cool. And a lot of defense. I'm happy with our drops. We could have a better weapon though. We can't have everything. Yeah, there's a lot of monsters spawning right now. And we have not yet got the item that I'm searching for. So, what happened here is there's another combination of cards here. When we place 9 rocks and mountains in a square, basically, it upgrades to a mountain peak, which will give us 120 HP and 5 additional HP for every adjacent mountain or rock tile. But it also spawns a harpy every 2 days, which we will see in a second. You might have also recognized that we got a visit of a goblin camp, which happened due to the amount of rocks that we have on our map. Here's our vampire. Back off, human. A vampire? Where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I would be glad to offer it. No more lands, no more flock. Only hundreds of years of emptiness and hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I will be able to keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but I can't trick my hunger. It demands its share. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me and I will set this crumbled world right. Right. I'm doing this not just for myself, but for everyone, in the name of good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. I think this conversation really started on a good foot, and then we ended up with a fight. And unfortunately, we still don't have a really good weapon. So let's check this out. Counter, evasion. No vampires. No, that's much better. The one that we have. Well, we're destroying him. That's good. More magic damage, but no, I don't like it. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped the settlements to prosper. But this won't do at all. Now they're just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently the blood of other creatures can't sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures that stand near him are imbued with the power to devour someone else's life. So it's an interesting lore. It seems that vampires weren't bad all the time. Like, just happened when the world vanished or disappeared. Aha, that's what we were waiting for. A better offensive item, a rapier. More damage, more everything, we take it. And another one, another rapier. Even with... Nah, it's not better. Okay, let's check out. This one is also much better. More evasion. Our evasion build gets up 16% already. And 27% vampirism. That's good. We have a battlefield here. Here, there. Put it here. I will put it here. At the end, when the boss spawns, like all the fields around it that have not been built stuff on will be bad for you. So we will just like build some items here, some buildings. Okay, and then we continue our rocks here because they give bonuses to the mountain peak. I actually don't know if the one in the bottom left will give any bonus now, but yeah. Wow. And another better item. Evasion goes down a little, and so does vampirism, but that's okay. We gain more health. The new ring, more defense, more magic damage, more regeneration. But no, we stick with the stuff we can. Evasion can be very powerful if you stack it. Especially because there's like enemies that hit very slow but do a lot of damage, and you get quite often lucky, especially when you have evasion around 50%. I think it's not lucky then. Magic damage, 2 attack speed, 4 more regeneration and more vampirism, but we lose our evasion. But I love the regeneration on this item, so we go for it. 3 regeneration. And a 5 rapier. More damage, more evasion, we get our evasion back. And we just traded for a little bit of regeneration and vampirism. I take it. Stop. Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember. Remembering you. We remember ourselves. Now give us all you've got. You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first, and then you can do anything you want. Goblin must rob. No other order in the world. Fair enough. Guess I don't have any valid objection here. Oh wait, I do have one. How about smashing your brains out? It's strange how these creatures appear here on their own. Maybe it means everything is actually not so bad and that the world is trying to restore itself. Or that even the apocalypse isn't enough to get rid of some pests. At some point we need to decide to either leave the battlefield with all the resources that we gathered to build our camp, or we play until we die. And then we lose a lot of the resources that we gathered, which is okay. So the lantern that I just placed reduces the amount of enemies on the tiles next to it or adjacent to it, and they can stack. So more of these lanterns means less enemies, and that's one of the reasons why I usually bulk them around one place, so I can stick the lanterns around and improve my chances. Okay. I think we will go until the end of this round, if we make it. Maybe one more. And then we will take a break. It's very unlikely to get to the boss in the first round anyways, so it's not too bad. And then we will check out the camp and build something. A better shield? What's that? Memory fragment. Oh, okay. So we have this one is not as good. This one is better, but only gives us vampirism. We don't want that. Oh, there. Look at this. Wow, 22% counter. It's incredible. Okay, let's start building here again. We have a few rocks and mountains. A grove. More spiders. But spiders are not so bad. Yeah. The blobs just randomly spawn all over the map. No. What do you mean no? You want to save the world? You want to ask for help? Our answer is no. How did you... But why now? We see far away, we see deep inside. For a long time there has been just emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving of the world is one-sided, naive. Each person sees their own way of saving the world. That's why no one will ever join you. Fine. I don't fully understand it, but tell me, your version. What does to save the world mean to you? My progeny and my kin, for them to be strong and to live. It's part of the cycle of life and death. It is life itself, it is the world. I will kill you and feed your remains to my starving younglings, and life will go on. That doesn't sound nice. And how many lives does your blade give birth to by killing again and again? Only one. I don't want you or your children to die from starvation. Please try to see reason. My mission succeeds. Harpies can have all the sky and all the hunting grounds they need. I can't feed my children with your beautiful words. It's time to say goodbye. And another seemingly nice person turns out to be a harpy. Okay. I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I'm becoming a source of another. There is no home for harpies except the highest mountains, but there is no food there. I can't imagine how they managed to survive if their mountains were cut from reality. I really like the fact that they have lore for everything. So it really gives it a nice twist, I think. So new items. We got a better armor. And I still like our shield better. We have another beacon, but why not? And more mountains. So, okay. So here you can decide, and for now we decide to retreat. And here we are, back in the camp. I can't believe it. Hey everyone, the boy has managed to return. Survivors? Does this mean I am not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from, or we can't remember. These people you see are only a small part of what's left of the group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached that conclusion because of the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. With each day, new signs of presence of people that, as far as everyone here knows, have never ever been with us. It's like we forgot them. You forgot? Exactly. It's like people disappear every day and we instantly forget they even existed. Almost as if we forgot the place we came from. And our families, and maybe even ourselves. My name is Yota. And that's the part I still remember. Nobody else's memory is in much better shape. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything is forgotten. But wait, you said that I'd managed to return? That means you remember I was here. Yes, that's why it's so important to us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we could approach you. Listen, we can't wander around in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire and a few sleeping bags here. A real luxury in these dark times. What do you say? Oh, of course. I'd be very grateful if we could team up. I want to restore everything. I've begun to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remembering the world? I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'd be glad if you could help us, and we'd be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to go with you. I don't know how you managed to return, but for us, leaving the group is too dangerous. I will ask no such thing of you. For now, I just want to have a place to return to. A place where I can hear other people's voices. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are a few things that survived the cataclysm and don't vanish away. Can't be forgotten. Take them. You might need them. Oh, we got a few items. And now we can build something. So we have enough items for the field kitchen, which we can place somewhere. We decide here's a good spot. Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. Ha ha ha. That sounds funny. What, you were waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, and a couple of knives. A bucket of potatoes, 3 onions, and some ham. Nothing special, everything is very simple. But give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew. So, the field kitchen. Very important place for any camp. If your noise isn't lying, there is good food here. Nose. Sorry. Sometimes this, like, font is hard to read. 10% to the campfire's healing power. Knocks the blood growth card. Which we will discover the next time. But I think this is a good point to take a break. I hope you enjoyed watching and see you next time.